If you're new here, welcome back. You've been here before. We did our brows, but what I thought we would do today is I will show you how I use the Natasha Denona and the Estee Lauder concealers on my face, and then we're going to do the foundation. Then we're going to end this video. We are going to come back though. We're going to end it because in between the foundation and finishing the face, we are going to be doing a look with the Sassy Fairy by Sylvan Cosmetics In My Dreams palette, and that's what this looks like. And so yeah, so I have to make sure I'm keeping myself on track here. So I will show you, we'll just get into it. I did the brows because that takes me the longest. I don't have hair from here to here, from here to here, so that's why that's darker, because I over tweezed intentionally. If I can go back in time, when I do it again, probably not. So this is the palette that I am going to use, and I'm going to use the, you know what I need to do because my lips are dry. I always start with some sort of lip balm, either chapstick or Tillamook. So we're going to put on, and every once in a blue moon, I'll use one of the City Lips plumping glosses. They do work well under most liquid lipsticks. So we're going to put on a vanilla mint, and then we're going to prime the face. And so this is a step-by-step. If you're new here, or if you're new to wearing makeup, or if you just want to see a different way of doing foundation and concealer. I don't do the whole, you know, I don't cover a lot of my face with the concealer, but you're going to see. So we're going to use the Fenty Soft Matte primer because I ran out of the milk one, and so I did not feel that it was necessary to get the hydrating or the soft lit primer. So we're going to use this one, and I find that, excuse me, not mixing the primer with the foundation, because I would do 2 pumps of the primer and then put 2 pumps of the foundation on top of it, and I would mix it together and use it. But I find that just doing the just using a primer, I have to use like 4 pumps. And so we're going to put them in different places. And I do this to clean off the nozzle because this one is mine. If it was going in my kit, I would not be touching it to my face, that's for sure. So, and this is one of my favorite brushes. I meant to do, no, I do my interims after I do foundation. So I love this type of brush for foundation and primer, and you will see why. So we're going to go into one of our little pumps here, and I can feel where it is because it does feel cooling, and I'm doing this to make sure I'm spreading everywhere because I really don't want to use like more primer. And I do miss not mixing my primer with the foundation, and the reason I don't mix anymore is because the Natasha Denona concealer, it oxidizes on me, and when I put it over top of foundation, I don't like how it looks. The Estee Lauder works well under foundation and on top of foundation, and actually that one says to use on top of foundation, and I understand the concept because your foundation is going to give you, well, gives me coverage, and so I may not need as much concealer putting on the foundation first, but because of the Natasha one, I do need to put on the primer first, and I'm getting used to it, but I do know I'm going to run out of primer faster. I do know that, but we have just a little bit left, y'all. So we're going to make sure I get on my nose. Every once in a blue moon, I forget my nose, and we're going to make sure we're getting around the bridge of our nose as well, and down here. Whatever's left, we're just going to scoop it up and make sure we get under here, because this is where concealer is going to go, as well as under our eyes. So I have been using, for Natasha's concealer, if you're around my complexion, this may help you choose a shade. I initially purchased Y10 from a video that I watched, and yes, I have the shade, and I have what it's described as, and this is described as tan dark yellow, and the PAO is 12 months. So I watched the video. She was around my complexion, and that's how I chose this one, and I really liked it. I really did. For my under eye, it did not work for my disrespectful mustache area, and the less tan I have, the more pronounced it looks. And so, but I did really like it for my under eye area, and I was still using the 4N from Estee Lauder called Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Wear Concealer. This is perfect for this area, but when I'm 0 tan or below 0 tan, I found that I was putting on a little bit more. And so I wanted to try to match the Estee Lauder with the Natasha one. So I went into Sephora and swatched. There is no match. There is no match. But what I looked at was NY11, which it turns out I don't like it for here, but I do like the NY11, which is tan neutral yellow. I like this better for my under eye than the Y10. So I will keep using the Y10 until it's done, but I do think after the Y10 is done, I will just use the NY11 for under my eyes. I do like the NY12, dark neutral yellow, for around my nose. You still can see some of the disrespectful mustache area. I do think this will look better when my skin is a little more tan. So it does look good, but then I find that I need a little bit more, or I've been putting this on top of it. But lately I've been mixing it with the NY11 or the NY10, like just to see what it'll do, because I don't want to waste any of these concealers. And I did use credit to purchase the concealers. So this is what I've been doing, taking the NY11. I don't use a lot of concealer, y'all. Y'all see all these wonderful wrinkles. Yeah, so the more stuff I put under my eyes, the more it's going to crease. I don't know what the secret is, because there are some people who use concealers and they have wrinkles and it doesn't crease. I haven't seen the secret. So I take this out and I put a dot there. Well, it's more than a dot. And then I put one over here. And what I've been doing, so this is the NY11. And then I've been taking the NY10, the Y10, and I've been just putting just like a little line right there. That's all I've been doing with that. And a little with this concealer goes a long way. Trust me, you do not need a lot. It does go a long way. So we are going to blend that out and you will see what it's going to do. Oh, let me do my under my nose. The NY12 for under my nose. So I do 1, 2, 3. I never highlight my nose because you see it's big. So I don't want to highlight it because then it'll just look bigger. You know what I mean? And then we're going to take the NY11 just because we're going to see what it's going to do. And we're going to put that in between. And so this is it for concealer. If it does still look disrespectful, then I may put the Estee Lauder on top. But I'm really trying to narrow down how many concealers I'm going to have. I'm definitely going to keep the NY11 for under eye, definitely. And for the most part, I am content with the NY12 for this area. So I'm really just mixing under here to use what I have. So we're going to blend this out first. And you see, like this, you do not need a lot of this, like not at all. And I have been bringing it across the bridge of my nose, and I do wear glasses, and so there is like an indentation here. This side is already covered up, and so I find myself doing that, which I never used to do before. And I started doing that because this concealer, it goes like it you do not need a lot. So we're all the way down to here off of those 3 dots, and here and across the bridge of our nose. And so this is what we have, and I do think it looks a lot better. I don't intentionally go right up against my lash line because I do put eyeliner pencil under there. And then after the look, well, one of the last steps of the eyeshadow look, I put eyeshadow under there. And so, but this, y'all, I really like it. My darkest patch is this corner right in here. But I'm looking at this side and it seems to be darker up here today. But we're going to leave it because also remember, foundation is going to give us some coverage. So that's that. We're going to take the same brush and we're just going to start tapping around here. I do make sure to go into the corners of my nose, and I've been finding lately I'm also doing the tip of my nose. And I don't know if that's just because there's so much concealer to blend. And maybe I should just do like 2 lines instead of 3 of that first shade, because you see, y'all, this goes a long way. So if you feel like you don't, I don't want to say need a lot of coverage, but I suggest less is more, and then look at it and see if you want to add more. Because if you start out doing the whole triangle thing, it's going to end up being the whole side of your face because it blends out so well. A little goes a long way. And also, as I keep saying, you're going to put usually, you know, you're going to put foundation on top of it. So like, how much concealer like do you really need? You know what I mean? Now my nose is less red, which is nice. And so This concealer, you can see where it is and where it's not down here. And maybe because I took it out to here because it was so much to blend. But for right here, this is a really good shade. And so I'm looking at it. When I tilt my head, you can still see my mustache area. So we're going to take, just because we want to use it and not waste, we're going to take the Estee Lauder 4in. And I kind of don't want to do this because the foundation will give us some coverage. But I just want to, you know, we're not going to do it. We're going to stick with Natasha's. We're not going to put on the Estee Lauder. So this is what we're working with. You see the under eye, you see the under nose, and you can see this is all the way out here. When I keep saying a little goes a long way, y'all, it really, really does. We're going to take the soft lid foundation. I find that I like it better and I'm less of a grease ball when I use one pump of the foundation. I was using two and it was way too much and I was super shiny and I was having leftover foundation on my palette. So we're just going to do one line. We're going to clean this off on our face, clean off the nozzle. I do this when I'm cooking. I clean as I go. Let me know if you do that too, or do you just wait till dinner's done and then you clean the whole kitchen, or like whatever pot you use, or no, not the pot, whatever you use to prep your meal while it's cooking or baking or frying, are you cleaning those dishes? So this is all the foundation we have, y'all, and this is going to be enough. And so I do under eye between my eyes. And you can see already how, look at that, oh my gosh, y'all. And I decided I'm not going to get the primer for the soft lid foundation. I am just going to continue just to buy the soft matte primer, and I do have backups of that, but look at that. And we only used a tiny bit, so we're going to just tap a tiny bit right there. And we're going to put this here and we're going to do around our nose and in the corners. This is why I like this brush. And also you saw I was able to get into the corners around my eyes too. So we're going to tap this out around here. But look at what this does. This still got a lot left. So we're going to go into a big blob and we're going to do this whole side of our face. If I do swirl, I do go back and press. And if I never get lines when I do my foundation, I think one part of it is that I don't put too much, because this was only just one pump, and I know some people use like 2 or 3 pumps and then they use a sponge. When I tried using a sponge, all it did was absorb the product from on my face because I wasn't having excess foundation or excess concealer on my face, and so you see no streaks. And to me, this gives me a skin type, what am I saying? This gives me a skin-like finish because when I'm pressing, it's pressing it into my skin. And now we're going to go up into this little circle and we're going to do this side of the face. And so y'all, if you are using a lot of foundation, try to use less. Because as I said, when I was using 2 pumps of this, my face was super, super shiny. And it was shinier than it looks now. And using a 1 pump, I am able to do my entire face and I'm less shiny, and using less foundation, it's going to last you longer. So we still have some here. So we're going to swipe and we're going to do our forehead area. And we're going to make sure we get up into the corners of my 5 head. We're going to come along the sides of our brows. This is another reason I like this brush for me, because of the shape of my face. This fits right here. And to make sure I'm getting around my brows, I take the edge of the brush, put some on, and I come right along the edge of my brows. Did y'all see that? Here we go again, right along the edge of the brows. I love brushes for this, and the inside of the eyebrows in there and around the nose. So that is it, y'all. So we're just going to scrape the little bit we have left, and that is it. So I'm still looking a little disrespectful in my mustache area, and so I am going to take, I do want to do the Estee Lauder, but then I don't, because I want you to see what the Natasha is doing, and I'm not going to go back and try and find another one because I have 3 already, so I'm not going to do that. But what we're going to do, and it doesn't go well on top of foundation, but we're going to take a little bit of the NY12, and that's all we're going to do. Just them 2 little marks, and we're going to just run that. Oh, that worked, y'all. I haven't done that before. I just put the 2 little dots on top. So this is that. And so we are going to edit out doing the eyeshadow look. And then we'll come back when the eyeshadow look is done and we will finish the face. Setting powder, bronzer, blush, highlighter, finishing powder, and spray. So, you know, just hang tight and we will be back for that. This is the eye look. I do have some fallout, and so I call myself putting just a little dot of foundation on my palette, and I think I might have put too much. But this is how we're going to clean up under our eyes from the fallout and down here, because sometimes fallout is down here, sometimes it's like under my nose. And so for me to put powder under my eye like some people do to catch fallout, because fallout for me goes everywhere, that doesn't work for me. Because it'll be here, it'll be down here on my nose, like seriously. And so we're going to just feather my wrinkles under here just to make sure that it's not creasing before we set the face. Y'all, I am digging this look, and we are going to get back to it. So yeah, I told you I was doing like 2 videos at a time here, and it's going to be fun piecing all the clips together. Awesome. We're going to take, I'm tripping. I am going to take the cashew powder from Fenty, which I realized this time of year, it does give me more color than I would like it to, because it looks fine here, but when I go into somewhere where it's more light, it's just like, oh girl, you look really bright. Well, not really bright, but really dark. So we're tapping and turning in here, coating all sides of the brush, leaning away, because it is powdery, as you see. So I do my nose, around my nose. I do where I put the concealer first, and then I do the side of the brush and do this part of my face. And also I realized I don't need to use as much setting powder when I use less foundation. When I was using 2 pump, I would have to go back and add more powder to my face. But with 1 pump, I don't, not usually, but sometimes I do. It just depends. But so now we're going to swirl what's left in the cap and put it everywhere. Just making sure we're buffing it in. Make sure we're getting under the eyes, bridge of the nose, around the nose. Yeah, and so there's nothing else in the cap. And my cheeks are dry, which means we can go ahead. Are they? I think I need just a little bit more on this side. There is a little bit on the top, so we're just going to press the brush into that and put that here, and we're going to press in again. It's only a little bit on the top, and we're going to put that here. You see I do have a natural contour, so that's what I follow when I use my bronzers. I use bronzers as a bronzer and a contour. There is a concept to using different products for that, but I like the way I do my makeup, so I just keep doing the same thing. So so we're going to take this brush. I didn't pull out bronzers or blushes or a highlight, so we're going to do that really quick. I'm just grabbing 2 House Labs, or I pulled out 10 and 11. Usually I do 7 with 10 and I do 9 with 11, but this is what we pulled, so this is what we're going to use it. Number 10 shows it rosy on me, so we're going to take this brush and we're going to just press, and we're just going to come like right above where you see that natural hollow, so like right above it. And so we're going to press again. So you see what I mean? Like this is rosy. So the first shade I put on is the lighter of the 2 bronzers, and I do typically use 2 bronzers because I like having like a natural gradient. We're going to go straight in, and we're going to come here by the ear, and we're going straight in so we can use the tip to do under here. So this is what I mean when I say I use bronzer as contour, because usually you would contour here. Then I dip straight in again, go across my 5 head, get into the corners, across here, into the corners, tap in, and I do a little on my nose. I never highlight my nose. Look at it, it's shiny anyway. And so I was going to tap in, but I didn't. So this is what we're looking like. We're going to tap in 1 more time each side, because I want to bring it further into here, and then we're just going to kind of swirl it. But we're not going below this line, so we're just swirling it up here, or you can do one of these numbers. So we're going to put that down. Now we're going to take 11, deep level 11. Oh, this is going to be dark. Tapping lightly, same brush, tap off. We're going to put this line here, this line there. So you see how it's a little bit darker, but you still see that first shade. And then I just kind of blend it, buff it a little bit, but not all the way in like that first shade. And so you see the gradient that I'm talking about. I like that. I like that. This is my first time using 10 and 11 together, and I think that might become a thing, because I hit pan on 7, because that was the first one I had for a long time. We're going to randomly pick, oh man, a blush. Ooh, Watermelon Bliss. And so this eye look is anti-Valentine's Day. This can go dark, and so I go light because then I fill in like any gaps that I see from the brush. Y'all, this shade. Woo! And then I just swirl lightly. I just love how these blend out too. And when I first used this one, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so dark. But look how it blends, y'all. Like, yeah, this is my favorite blush formula so far. And I don't feel the need to try new stuff. That reminded me of another video I'm going to do today. But look at that. I have yet to do blush draping, and I know that's when they bring it like all the way up here, but y'all, I love it. Randomly picking a House Labs highlighter. We picked Chocolate Opal. This cannot go for highlighter, but we are going to use it. So let me randomly pick another one. I have 4 of them. Let me see. Excuse me. Golden Pyrite, which is just golden. It's described as a bronze gold. I was kind of hoping for Fire Opal, but Golden Pyrite. This was the first one I had for a long time too. I swiped twice on both sides and come down here and then here. And then this is how I do my highlight. So, what is this? What is that? What is that? This is a lipstick applicator. What the hell was that? That looked like that center shade eyeshadow we used. Where did it come from? So this is Golden Pyrite. I like how this is looking. All right, y'all. The next thing to do, oh, Chocolate Opal. I'm gonna take this brush, and this makes me toasty. So we're gonna use this sort of as a bronzer. This is a highlighter, but I love the shade. So we're just gonna tap once and wiggle. Did anything get on the brush? Tap once and wiggle. Okay, we're gonna swipe once, and we're gonna put this here, and on our cheeks. So that's how we're gonna use this one, because it does toasty. So, but we're gonna go lightly. And this does like just kind of help blur stuff together, which is what the, that is pretty. That's what the Hourglass is gonna do. So we're gonna put that brush away. Randomly choose an Hourglass finishing powder. We chose Dim Light by accident, randomly. So we're gonna go straight in because we're going to come under the eye. And now we're going to swipe and swipe because we're going this side and that side. Swipe and swipe. This way, that way, all kind of ways. And another swipe on both sides. And down the nose, under the eyes. And so this is that, y'all. Oh, I gotta do my lip, and I need to do we want to do the lip here? We're gonna do we're gonna edit out doing the lip and finishing the eyes, eyeliner up top. And let me pull out a mascara. And then we'll be back with the finished look. The last thing to do is to spray the face, y'all. Let me know. I'm loving this lip. My first time using it. Yes, loving it. And so we're gonna just lightly spray the face. That is it. Thank you for being here for me to do my base face routine. And let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you use concealer. Do you do the triangle? Do you use more than I use? Do you highlight your nose, your forehead, your chin? Because I know a lot of people do that, and also their Cupid's bow. But look at my face. Y'all, look at my face. I love this look. Thank you for being here. Stuff is popping up over here for you to watch. Like, join, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And you will see me in the next video. Thanks.